find out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Cyberstein.
Cyberstein. Whoa. Banlist is very, very crazy. So, what's up, guys? We're finally live. With me is Marion, Screencasters, and special guest David Nader 1212.
Eat a pee-pee, Ryan.
Welcome to the channel, Dave. Nice to have you here.
I need a new chair. My butt hurts. Everything hurts.
Everything hurts.
Dave's fussy today. I'm fussy. I'm fussing right now. Like, I need a new bed. My back is killing me. My butt hurts.
Aww.
From my boyfriend.
Someone was gonna make the joke.
Jason, why?
If you didn't.
Jason, why? Why, Jason?
You know what they say.
God damn it! This chair sucks. All right. Anyway.
So today we're going to we're gonna go over the new ban list that goes into effect today. Today is the first day of the new ban list.
The nude ban list? Nice. Sexy.
If you want, if that's what you're looking for, then
Konami has you covered.
Sure, why not? But yeah, what are your let's go over we'll go over each card one by one, but what are your overall thoughts about the ban list and in about 30 seconds hot take and go.
I like it.
All right, Mario.
I love Slumber and Construct. Everything else is all right, except for Stein.
Except for Stein.
Stein is a problem.
Is it?
All right. I mean, it's kind of. I don't know. 5,000 is a lot, but we'll get into that in a bit.
I have seen some rumors pop up on the FTKs and stuff like that, or summoning a stereo, like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I actually haven't watched the combo, so I don't know how susceptible they are to disruption. I would assume.
Well, the thing about Cyberstein is he's very searchable. Like, he's very searchable. There's Gadget, there's Summon Sork, there's all kinds of kooky ways.
The deck loses to Ghost Ogre, by the way.
Pretty much. Definitely.
Activate
Probably
Stein Ghost Ogre!
Is Stein cost? Is the pay life points cost?
Yes.
So you could Ghost Ogre, or you could Veiler it, or Impermanence it, and they lose the life points without getting the monster. So
I'm pretty sure it's a lot of Cat G Bluster, not gonna lie.
That's kind of, and then even Lithium doing his little clickbaity thing there too. So
Lithium clickbait.
I'm gonna.
It's just as YouTubers trying to get them views.
Yeah.
I understand the hustle, but I don't think it's actually that.
The hustle.
You've been living in New York too long, Dave. Anyway,
I dead ass don't think it's that good of a deck.
This shit is whack.
So, yeah, let's see here. We're going to turn that on. So the first card on the list, if you're looking at the official Konami
I am
website.
looking at their screen captured PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, that, or Excel, you mean Excel spreadsheet?
Excel, that's what I meant, yeah, Excel spreadsheet.
I love all the pixels on the screen.
All the pixels. Well, you know, I'm pulling it right from YGO Pro, so
I can tell that's been photoshopped. I've seen enough photoshops in my time. I can tell
from the pixels.
Tell from the pixels.
So the first card on the list is Fairy Tale Snow. Dave, you did see a lot of this card in Atlantic City.
Yeah, at Atlantic City PPG, everybody was playing that stupid Danger Thunder Dragon deck that I didn't even know existed until before the tournament, or until after the tournament. So that and apparently that deck was heavily came up with, at least initially, and then like my brain is shot. What am I trying to say?
Good card.
Good card.
It's a good card. No. The PPG and ARG players claimed, at least, that they were kind of the ones that kind of came up with the deck, or at least innovated it enough to the point where it was actually functional and doing very well. Most of their takeaway from it was it's a little bricky, because I think most of them were playing a 60-card variant. However, the dangers just cycle through the deck so stupidly well that it almost doesn't matter. And despite the fact it might not be the best deck, it was the most versatile version of Thunder Dragons. And by a million miles, Fairy Tale Snow was putting in more work than any card in the deck, and it was a one-off for Brilliant Fusion or Curious.
So
that's really interesting.
Banishing the Thunder Dragons to get their effect, summoning itself to a linked zone to get Gumblar's effect off.
Very much.
I would assume the Book of Moon effect probably wasn't the reason it got banned.
Nope. Although at one point in the tournament, it was actually in the best duel of the entire event. Was against it was Levine versus Crooks, and Levine uses Summon Sork to put like a cheesy thunder, like an OG regular Thunder Dragon on Crook's side of the field, and then he books it with his Fairy Tale Snow, and then sets summoning limit passes, and then like standby phase summon limits him, and then in order to get that stupid Thunder Dragon off his field, he had to blow a summon on its flip. Like it was broke. But that was never gonna ever happen again. Like
that's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't think there's really too much more to say about that. I think the other thing with another card on the list, with Construct coming off, I think having Snow as a light target was a little too strong.
No, the Curious was milling this thing every single turn one in that tournament. It was dumb. And then if there wasn't Curious, it was Brilliant Fusion.
Right.
It was.
And so with Brilliant Fusion and Construct, I think that was probably too many good targets for it, and it was also a very good card in general.
Yeah, you probably can't have this and Construct on the same list.
Right. So the next one is Grinder Golem.
It's probably because of Security Dragon.
Are they releasing that?
It's not confirmed, but that's my take from it.
That would be interesting.
It'll be soon.
I didn't see this card doing anything crazy.
Yeah, neither have I. That's why
at the PPG tournament, every single one of those Thunder Dragon guys was playing this card.
Okay.
However, I never personally witnessed any of them resolve it.
Right.
I saw it get used as allure food 3 times because it's very dead after turn 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they're planning on releasing like Security Dragon or some other stuff that it could be abused with, maybe. But I was kind of that was one of the few that I was really surprised by.
I think they just got rid of it because it's kind of a broke, stupid sack card.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just like, whatever, screw it.
Yeah. The next one on the list is we're now done with the effect monsters, onto the Link monster. Everyone's favorite, Topologic
Gumball!
Gumblar.
The amazing world of Gumblar.
Why would this card be banned, do you think?
I don't know. It's pretty bad if you ask me. I don't think you can ever play it.
I mean, it loops cards out of your opponent's hand, which is normally considered a degenerate effect.
Really not much more to say about that.
No, I'm actually, to be completely fair, I didn't even think it was one of the best cards released this year. So I'm like, I will stand by that. I will die on that hill.
I think it being not necessarily one of the best cards, but still being a degenerate effect is the reason it got banned. It's not so much that it's a great card and it is a powerful card, but so much as it just kind of says you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's also really easy to use.
Right.
Yeah, no
and
skill.
I think this might be one of those scenarios where it's like, you know what? Is Cannon Soldier very good? No, it's a bad card. But in the right scenario, it's easy to abuse Cannon Soldier. So normally what Konami does is they ban everything around the Cannon Soldier because they're like, oh, well, Cannon Soldier's bad, like I just said.
Right.
But in this instance, I think they're like, you know what? Instead of doing that, let's get rid of Gumblar because everything else is going to have to get banned around it. So instead of doing that, let's just get rid of him. So I think they actually decided to finally change their paradigm and start banning cards that are actually the ones that are being abused, not like everything.
You could even say starting with Firewall in the last list.
Yeah, starting with Firewall.
Yeah. And that's good. That's a really good.
Yeah, no,
it's a good sign. It's a really good sign. Right? Hopefully they keep going.
And to be fair, they already got their money from Gumblar as well as Firewall,
true.
So it's definitely within something they can do in the future.
Thanks to Yukimoto 1.
Yeah, you're the best.
$2.
So the next couple ones are Xyz, and I guess you could say Tomahawk is kind of almost in the same reason as Grinder Golem, in that it just spams a bunch of tokens.
Yeah,
well, I think I think it got banned for the same reason that Gumblar did, where it's not necessarily broken itself, but it's like one card away from being really dumb.
One thing I'm noticing is Tomahawk, Grinder Golem, and Scapegoat. They're hitting a lot of token cards.
Yeah,
they like just mass generate tokens.
Yeah,
which is a good sign. So
it's a bad sign for Hippo TK, but
Hippo TK.
You can still use the Hippo tokens, right?
Well, the Hippo tokens, as long as you control one, you can't summon from the extra deck. So they're pretty much they're unbannable.
And that's an effect of the spell card, not the tokens themselves. So you can't even like skill drain that. But we digress. And then the next one is Rongo Bongo. I hear that he's actually not a very good card.
Yeah.
What was it? It was in the tournament, at the PPG tournament. Like if they weren't playing Thunder Dragon Danger, they were playing some sort of weird Rongo Bongo
variant
deck.
of Rongo Bongo. Yeah. So with the release of that that rank 3 being able to just kind of pump him up to 7 material, that's 3 turns
of not being able to summon.
I am glad that Rongo got banned, but unpopular opinion, I think the better hit would have been the rank 3.
Oh, agreed.
And later on down the line, they could just release a new like Broke XYZ that needs a lot of materials.
No, I
think I even didn't I say that like at some point.
I don't watch
probably.
I know that's I know that. What I'm saying is like I think. I don't remember who I was talking to. I thought it was you guys, but like I think I mentioned that too, where I was like, you know what? As dumb as Rongo is, Rongo for 5 up until Bamboozle was actually quite hard to do. Like if you managed to do it, I guess you earned it, right? Like you got 5 monsters on board to make this dumb thing and went neg 4 just for the hopes to win. But like,
yeah, no, this card Bamboozle is. Or Bamboozling Gossip Shadow is definitely the problem card. However, it's new and they still haven't gotten their money's worth out of it. So the Rongo makes the most sense from a financial standpoint. If you're going to hit something to
hit the old card that they're not selling anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like not only that, but like I don't know. I think it's going to come back and bite us for it because the Gossip Shadow is clearly the problem, because what it does is what it made it good was that it was a rank 3 and not a rank 4,
right? Which
meant you could mix engines in order to make Rongo for 7 or 6 or whatever you managed to do. So I think we're going to end up seeing that problem with some other dumb thing that you can.
Yeah, Bamboozle and Gossip Shadow kind of reminds me almost of Tellarknight Ptolemaeus.
Yeah,
it's exactly Ptolemaeus. It's the same idea.
And they banned him, not Cyber Dragon Infinity. So
I think what's going to happen is it's going to be one of those ticking time bomb cards where it's going to, like, no one's going to play it for a while, but eventually there'll come a time where it will come back and it will be the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're using it with that Heraldic card to get the Ghost Trick win condition effect off.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So
I don't know if it's very, very viable, but it's certainly
probably not
the kind of thing you expect that card to do.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So then we're done with the monsters. Now on to the only spell that was banned.
I mean, did anyone not? To be honest, Soul Charge has always had it coming.
It's
Soul Large.
Yeah.
Skill Charge. Ryan's favorite card.
Skill charge.
Ironically, the finals at the PPG tournament was decided on
a bad Soul Charge. He summoned 1/2 inning to 1/2 of many things.
Yeah,
and screwed it play up.
No skill charge.
Yeah, so that was I find that was amusing. But yeah, really not much to say about this. This was definitely a long time in coming. It's far too sacky to.
It's good. It's Monster Reborn on crack. Like you may not get your battle phase, but building boards is such a big thing.
Matter. Not when you can.
Yeah, I know.
It's build a board.
I really tried to justify Soul Charge being in the game, but at
least we have Monster Reborn. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, if we didn't have Reborn, I probably would have said something else.
Yeah.
So now we go on to the limited section, and the first one on the list is the big boy himself.
Who is that?
Chaos Emperor Dragon.
Oh, Emperor. All right, so
Envoy of the errata.
yeah,
Yes.
he's not as good. You can still technically win games off him, but you have to search him and then use him next turn, which is probably the bad play because you rather search something good and then just game them.
At this
I don't
point,
think
he's
he's
boneless BLS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd rather have BLS because he has a good effect. But
Sad times. The creator of the ban list has been finally taken off of it,
Yeah.
and it's because he stinks.
Right.
the irony.
But yeah, so he's back with the errata being officially printed for the Jump promo that came out last month, I think.
Yeah.
Months ago. So he's been
That
printed.
was a cool print for the errata, I guess.
Yeah, he's
It's a
he's
sexy
out.
looking
It's
card.
you can play him. That's kind of cool. And then, as hinted at the beginning of this stream, we have Scheiberstein.
Oh my god, I don't think
Marion?
he's that bad. I still think he's a problem. I personally wouldn't want him in the game because, as I said before, he's probably one of those time bomb cards.
Well,
But
right
the
now
5K.
you're using
Right
him
now,
as-
we're turning him into a psychic with Riplodocus and then just paying infinite life points.
Yeah,
I would like to just say that whole combo loses to MST.
right.
I don't know why no one realizes that, but as soon as you pop that stupid field spell, they take 1,000 damage for every time you used the effect.
but Dave, no one plays MST.
That's true.
So what you do is you let them burn you to 500 life points and then MST it and win the game because they'll take 8k damage. So I don't. This combo's not good. Fuck, whatever.
But you could do
Other
percent.
notable things you can go into would be something like Naturia Exterio.
Exterio or Last Warrior. Last Warrior is also that one's the cheesiest
Yeah.
use for the card, and I actually can see that being good.
Right.
Like I would love to just make a board and then last card stick Saruja special summon Cyberstein in defense mode, Cyberstein's effect, and just top that board off with the Last Warrior.
Yeah.
That's worth the 5k to me.
Yeah, you do have
Yeah.
to figure out a way of getting rid of the Cyberstein so you don't take smash to the face, but I guess
He's
you
in
can
defense
summon him
mode.
in defense mode with Saryuja.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm very interested to see what happens with the card. I think it'll be interesting to see if it does find its way into some competitive
say
play
this.
or if it's.
I wouldn't be surprised if it went back on the ban list next to them. That's
I wouldn't either.
This is their snatch deal that I requested when we were talking about this last week. Sure,
Request.
that's fine. Yeah, no,
I'll take a format with a weird card. That's fine.
I think every
Yeah, I'll
format
take
needs
it,
to have
definitely.
a weird card added just to see what it does to it.
And here let's take a side from the video just to look at Ty Wolf here in the comment section, trying to defend Emperor Dragon, saying I'm just too harsh. And he is habitually too easy on bad cards because he plays too many of them.
Well, yeah.
Oh, shit.
He plays heroes, Dave.
Yes.
You need-
It's not just that. It's that he thinks I'm too harsh on cards, and I'm really not. I'm just real.
has he seen Farfa?
He plays is more competitively times than I do, so I don't understand where he gets this mentality. He goes to more tournaments than I do, and he knows that if a card's not good,
But does he
it's
do
bad.
well?
There is no mediocre in Yu-Gi-Oh. If the card's not good, you lose duels because of it. Because the meta is relentless. That's why I am. There is no room for the weak.
No room for the weak.
So
Play your Blackwing somewhere else.
that's why I think Chaos Emperor Dragon will not see any play, because it's a great board nuke, but you can't do anything else that turn. You know how hard that is to even do? To get him set up, you need to use effects, right? You can't just will a light and dark in your graveyard. So the fact that
You have to get him for next turn, and at that point, you probably should have already won.
that's not good. That's bad card design. So so that errata really ruins him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, onward. Next one is Dark
Good job.
Greffer.
Another hit to the Dark Warrior, Linkro.
I guess people were wondering why they hit Armageddon Knight and not Dark Greffer.
And then there he is.
And there he is. I think
It did make no sense to have one up there. They do exactly the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised by that. I just am surprised it took him so long. I think that's kind of the general feeling of this list in general. Dave and I really started playing quote-unquote competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! With what? Duelist Alliance?
No, it would be hat format.
So
roughly. It was just before Duelist Alliance. Like Fire Fist was the best deck.
True. Fire Fist, we came in with Dragon, like just after I think full power Dragon Rulers and spell books. But Necros, Burning Abyss, Shadal, UA,
fun format.
that was when we played a lot of. So to see stuff like the next card on the list, Shuret, come back. It's really
nostalgic.
Cool. It is which feels weird because it wasn't that long ago.
It was long ago enough.
But it was like 3 years ago.
Well, not only that, but there's a lot of formats between now and then. It's not just years. It's formats. And Shrit was probably unfairly banned. I will say that. I don't think Necros was ever this undefeatable deck that everyone always thought it was. I think that was a lot of... Well, every other deck was garbage, so of course they lost to Necros.
Right. Well, everything Necros faced was extra deck monsters. They had Tellers with XYZ, Shadal with Fusion, and whatever Ritual Beast made that gets Solemn Strike that they lose.
Yeah, they were literally like the anti-meta deck for Duelist Alliance.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And Duelist Alliance was 100% extra deck, except stupid Cleaforts, which is kind of sometimes an extra deck. So like
Duelist Alliance, that's rebellion.
No, it is. It's fine. It's the set right after. It's still that format.
Alliance format. Because
that's what I started, so I know that.
And I think the Necros, the Jinlock was what put Necros over.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't that Trish was a power play. Valk was annoying, but
and you can play around Trish.
No, Trish was good enough that you had to play around it, and the fact that emptying your hand to avoid one card, that means you're playing around a good card. So it's a solid deck. It searches everything.
It's very good.
I'm glad to see
it's not overpowered.
Kind of making a comeback because it is a lot of fun to play.
It is a lot of fun. I'm excited to actually learn it for realsies.
Right.
As opposed to learning how to play the bad version of it that you could play before this.
Speaking of Duelist Alliance decks, we have Construct to one now. She's finally back.
I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy that Construct's to one.
I never knew why they banned this. I never thought it was that great.
It was because of Perform Ages, I think, because at the time was Trick Clown.
We have back now because Damage Juggler's back to one as well. So
yeah, it was probably lesser effect and more because it's sending a light from your deck. Right.
Yeah. Hence the
it was that Trick Clown, and that was Master Rule 3. So we just make a bunch of XYZs and game them.
But not being a Link monster is probably her biggest flaw right now.
Yeah.
And so I think she's fine.
I would not be surprised if we saw her go to 3 in a near future list.
I think she'll see some play, though. She'll definitely see play
I think so,
because of the utility of El Shadal Fusion and Shadal Fusion.
Yeah, I don't know that it would be broken enough right now to.
Yeah, basically with Construct back, it allows a lot more decks to use Shadals. So I think it's more of just a fun thing to have.
Yeah, it's gonna turn into that splashable engine again, which is kind of cool.
You'll see like fun variant decks.
Yeah, and I like that.
Although I don't want to see. Sorry, Ryan. I just want to put it. I don't want to see. I just don't want to see Danger Dolls. Right. Don't do it. Don't ruin things for everybody.
No, that's not discarding, so we should be okay.
Shadal's mistiming. Something people tend to forget.
Speaking of sending lights to the grave. What? Brilliant Fusion.
Rip Doug.
Do you think
why nobody plays Brilliant Fusion video?
Well, because you can only you have as many copies of the Fusion card as you do your Garnet. Ew.
Do you really think that? I don't know. I'm not sure I like this.
To be honest, the Brilliant Fusion is disgustingly good because with one Lone Fire you get Skull Dread, so it's not
still do that.
Yeah, you can still do that, but it becomes less. I don't know.
Okay. I know what you're saying, Marion. I think you're wrong.
Seems about
But
right.
this is why. And I think I get what Ryan's saying. I think Brilliant Fusion is a lot like Maxi. It's either 3 or 1, or 3 or 0.
Yeah.
Same,
Because
by the way.
at 1, it's still so searchable that you pretty much just like, doesn't matter. Like, if you're playing the Predator Plant engine in your deck, you just now max out on that instead of Brilliant Fusion. Like, it doesn't end up being any different. Now you're actually less likely to open Brilliant and your Garnet, so now it's like kind of like a weird splashable tech choice, which is strange for the card, but it is now.
You could also run Instant Fusion, so the Predator Plants don't become a brick if you draw the Brilliant.
Yeah, and the other problem you're running into is like, regardless of whether you think it's sacky or not, the card itself bestows you a second extra normal summon because you're only making Seraphonite. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that problem, you're not just getting an extra normal summon. You're getting an extra body on board, and you're thinning your deck out. Like that's a lot for one card to do. So I honestly think it's ban worthy.
Yeah,
I don't think it should be banned. I would understand it if it was.
I would say let's ban Seraphonite over Brilliant Fusion.
Well, then again, do Gem Knights still play Brilliant Fusion without? I don't think they run Seraphonite.
They don't run Seraphonite, but I'm pretty sure they probably play Brilliant Fusion. But I don't think they don't think they run Seraphonite. So hitting Seraphonite doesn't hurt the deck that Brilliant Fusion belongs to, but it does.
So they would have to ban Seraphonite.
They would have to ban Seraphonite.
Which I think from a format balancing standpoint, hitting Seraphonite is the better hit.
Yeah.
Because nothing's more annoying when you play a shit tier rogue deck,
right,
and Konami bans one of your cards because someone else ruined it for you. Right. Like, that's annoying.
Yeah.
So, like, if they don't run Seraphonite, if that's true, then that makes more sense to hit, because then they can use their Brilliant Fusion and it's fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so the next one is Gold Sarcophagus. I think that's pretty much that's a Thunder Dragon hit.
Yeah, it was.
That's pretty much it.
Macosmos.
No.
It wasn't that good in Cosmos. You needed the field spell, otherwise it's just bad.
Yeah,
Isn't it technically a neg 1 without the field spell?
Pretty much.
It doesn't do anything.
So yeah, that's a Thunder Dragon hit. I guess that's good, but
honestly, Gold Sark should stay at 1. Like,
I think with the Aloof Lupine coming out, that's the reasoning for hitting Gold Sark now.
What the hell is that?
Okay, fair enough.
The Lone Wolf.
Oh, that thing, right.
Yeah, sure.
So I think that's the reasoning behind that. Magical Mid-Breaker Field.
Yeah, kind of out of left field, but
not
it makes sense.
What you did.
Apparently, it's a stop.
It makes sense. It makes total sense. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's a dumb card.
And continuing with the token hitting, we got Scapegoat.
Scapegoat's a free link for. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Scapegoat is a +3.
Yeah.
It is a +3.
No, it's very good.
Being a quick play is kind of the dumbest part about the card.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you can summon it in your opponent's end phase and then be able to summon from the extra deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a comeback. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It won me. It's won me games just itself. It doesn't even matter what deck you're playing. Right. It just wins games. Like,
especially with Boros Sword, I think that pushes it over the edge. I don't know that it's quite ban worthy. It's close.
It's sacky at 1.
It's really close.
It's super sacky at 1. It's stupid.
Speaking of sacky, Slash Draw.
Slash Draw's a stupid one to
have limited.
Put at 1.
Yeah.
It doesn't work anymore. No. It literally doesn't function.
No.
It's like Rat Pier.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I never saw a functioning Slash Draw FTK, but I wasn't really.
It was a thing, I think, for a second.
I think it was, but I never saw it. So
I never saw it played at a tournament. Like, I saw it as like ooh, look at this broke replay, right, but exactly. Never.
Yeah. Whatever. So all right, whatever. That's
Rip.
Now, right? It's pretty much now being used to put things back into your deck.
Yeah, and honestly, Slash Draw it's a weird card. It's also kind of poorly designed. It's the kind of card that whether or not there's a good deck right now,
it's reminiscent of OG Yu-Gi-Oh, which is
I just
Sure.
use it to
when
shuffle things
when
back that I milled
was
in
kind
last
of designed. So
I know it's just that
not
it's
balanced.
it's not balanced. It's poorly designed. It's poorly balanced, and it's one weird deck away from being broke. So it's fine. I get it.
Yeah, right now it's literally just a graveyard manipulator now. So that's the end of the limits. Now we're on to the free birds.
Because there's no semi-limit changes.
semi-limit-
There's barely any semi-limit cards as
Right,
it is.
right now there are 4 semi-limits: Malicious, Luster Pendulum, Necroface, and Terraforming.
I think Terraforming and Malicious should stay there. Luster can come to 3.
Luster can come to 3.
Necroface, the idea is that you don't want to hit a ton of Necrofaces with the Necroface mill and then just
Yes.
loop
Necroface and Malicious might be the only 2 cards in this game that are uniquely able to be put at 2 and it actually do something.
I think
Like-
I think Terraforming and Luster Pendulum could probably come off.
I don't know. I love Terraforming, but so many field spells are so good, and a lot of archetypes coming out search their own field spells.
Yeah,
So
but
I hate Terraforming it too.
yeah, it's dumb.
Terraforming.
I'm
too
salty
is
about it,
good.
but whatever.
I think it should be at 1. Personally.
So,
but, yeah.
Inzector Hornet.
Nothing.
I don't know anything about Inzectors.
They ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, there is that. I think what their Dragonfly is also still limited right now, so they kind of have their other card at 1.
I fought full-powered Hornet with Pendulums, and they lose to... If you stop their normal summon, they lose. So
Yeah, it's definitely an older archetype.
definitely a rogue deck at the very least. Or at the most.
So it's kind of cool that they're... Again, I love that the fact that they're bringing back some...
Damn it, Tywolf!
some old-
They're
older
not
stuff.
coming back.
They're bad. One of the
They're gonna be
more...
tier 0.
In addition to
This is what drives me so batty about Jason too. Like he plays a lot of tournaments. He does very well at tournaments. He does well. He does better than I. So he has zero excuse to be such a scrub.
Jesus, great.
But
Like it doesn't make any sense. It defies logic.
in addition to the Shuret on ban, we get Brio back at 3.
That's so good. Such a good thing.
I was not expecting that to go straight from 1 to 3.
I was expecting Unicorn.
I would have thought
Brio
Unicorn should be at 2. Just
Unicorn should be at 2 for the deck to really work, but
because it's recover. I think his discard effect is add back.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he keeps the deck going.
So
yeah,
that's
because both of Ryan, but both Unicorn effects are really good.
Yeah.
So having to play like who's your favorite kid with them is really annoying. Like it'd be cool just to have 2.
Apparently he's skyrocketing. Imagine if he went back to his original price of 140 per copy.
The problem
we
with
haven't had
Brio
those
was he
cards
was
in a while.
short printed.
Yeah, super short printed.
So there wasn't all. He was actually not super cheap, even when the deck was bad. So none of them were. They were all all the good ones were were over $20.
Yep.
So
Hey Dave, Brio. This guy's asking if Brio was the one on the garbage top 10 ritual list. The one that completely ignored Chaos Max.
What?
I
Ignore
don't
him.
I thought it was funny.
What?
Continue.
Where's Chaos Max?
but that wasn't. But he phrased that as a statement, but put a question mark. I can't tell if he's asking me something or he's pensively telling me something.
That's what bothered me.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Exciton Knight. I
You
guess-
only need one.
Right.
No
There's
one's gonna
no
play
there's no
three.
reason you're
It's-
gonna run more than one, so having it at 1 is the same as having it at 3, so they're just doing some list maintenance at this point.
Pretty much just to get that black line off the list because
Yep.
it looks bad.
Yep.
I do
See,
want
really
to
what-
say.
Extra deck monsters are the weirdest thing to limit. They are. It's almost useless to limit them because it's
really
like
is. Unless it's
if
an
you're running-
archetype monster.
Yeah.
yeah, unless it's like Toad or
Right.
Cyber Dragon Colossus where you need more than one.
Yeah.
Like
Good old Cyber Dragon Colossus.
Cyber Dragon Colossus.
I
There's-
want to say this list. I'm noticing Konami's leaning more towards what's that thing? Nuking. they love nuking because 3 Exciton Knight and 3 Slumber.
Speaking of Slumber,
Dark
that's
Hole
the
and-
next
Did we
card
skip
on the
it?
list.
Oh, it's
Oh no,
next,
no.
but-
Sorry, it was unlimited. I in my brain, I just assumed it would go to 2 first, but nope. It's
I really like that though, because it's like it makes going second a lot more powerful because the way Yu-Gi-Oh works is you go first, make a board, and stop your opponent.
And
so
this
you can
is
game them
this
next
is
turn.
only to promote that new kaiju in Savage Strike.
Is it though?
yeah, because the only time this is ever going to go off is if somebody hits you with Slumber, because it's the only time you'd ever want to use that.
Right.
Ah, fair.
So it's
Because that card is without this card running around.
yeah.
That shitty kaiju is at best an anti-side to someone's Gamacils that they sided against you,
Right.
and that is a rough side. That's a rough argument to make for a side deck option. It's
Isn't
like
that for pure kaijus though, which no one plays?
Well, they didn't because Kaiju Slumber was limited.
There's a pure version. Anyway,
no, there's no pure version of kaijus. The deck doesn't work.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna play Slumber.
I
At
would
least
assume
side
so.
it, because
Yeah,
not
no.
only does it nuke, it searches kaijus. So why
Definitely.
would
It's also a Slumber is a huge deck commitment.
Yes.
mm-hmm.
So it is in a way more balanced than Dark Hole. It's hard to say that it is balanced because
really
you're
hard
getting
to
a
say.
you're getting a body after you nuke the board. So that's really good. Like that's really good value.
They're
but it's
also
like-
getting a body, so
But they're getting a body, and it's forcing you to make a really lousy battle phase. And
I think this
You
could
wasted
be. I mean, this
you
is
wasted-
also
you-
probably another counter to the Build-A-Board.
yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Is mostly Yu-Gi-Oh's build a board. Also, you can Ash Slumber,
That's
so
true.
I think there'd be a lot of interaction.
It'll
They don't
be
punish the
interesting.
players for just setting up boards without a spell negate. which I think
Thoughts
is
on the
good.
Monarch Storm 4th being at 3 now?
I hate Monarch.
well, everyone's favorite chat scrub Jason is ecstatic about it because it gives. He lost so much removal without Master Penis. Actually, then that was a problem with True Dracos. They really didn't have any way of getting over it except just like nuking their own backboard just to like
which is
get their
weird.
pop effects off, which is
Yeah.
just a weird way to play that deck. So giving him 3 of these gives him some really trolly, annoying, and table flipping, wrath inducing removal.
If he's
Stormforth
not
is
slow
legit.
playing,
Yeah, so I hate Stormforth. I have always hated this card. This card is annoying as hell
Yeah.
because as soon as your opponent uses it, they're like, "All right, activate Stormforth," and you're like, "God damn it!" Like you have to respond to it because like you're in a no shit scenario. It's like they're gonna tribute your guy, so you got to do something. Like so, it's
and
like
it's not
Yeah.
even. It's just at some point that turn. It's not. You don't have to
Yeah, it's not
target it. You
immediate.
don't have to. It's any time. So you flip it, and in Monarch it's great because then you just summon on your opponent's
Keep that deck.
turn using their monster. Yeah, no, it's. I'm intrigued again about this one to see how it does and see if.
I
yeah,
guess
you
it
got to
could be a good
remember,
side deck
like
thing.
stupid True Dracos can tribute summon on your turn,
Right,
So now they can do that with
Right.
your monsters.
right.
What a dick.
But they're not gonna sack
Speaking
them for
of
Masterpiece.
using your monsters, now we have Eradicator Epidemic Virus at 3.
Won't see play. It's good.
Maybe that shitty, stupid Lure of Darkness deck will actually do something, because Eradicator is arguably the best one.
Lair of Darkness?
You could technically use this
What'd
in
I call
a
it?
danger,
Lure
can't
of
you?
Darkness.
Allure of
I
Darkness?
think you said
I mean, they
Lure.
probably play
of
Lure.
Darkness, like
Lure of Darkness.
Lure.
Lure.
It's like a fishing pole.
Yes. Yes.
It'd be an equipped spell.
It's like bamboo short.
With like a
Yeah.
skull on the end of it, yeah.
Yeah. Des Fishbowl.
Yeah, again, this one I agree. I don't think this is going to be doing anything in the meta anytime soon, but it's again interesting to see if you're going to probably run into it at locals.
Yeah.
Someone's
Yeah.
going to be playing it. Infernity Barrier. Now there's a card I've not seen at 3 and
I don't
Oh,
think I've ever
before
seen
I
three when
played
I
the
was
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about Infernity Barrier because like it's kind of boneless solemn strike at this point.
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess it's more.
Well, it's actually
It's searchable judgment. That's the counter argument to my
Right.
point though. It's like it's not super great, but when it's live, it's really great,
Right.
and it's easy to get to.
And it's not once per turn, so it's
I
searchable.
don't
You
think
can have
any
a
of them
couple.
for
If your opponent loops, if your opponent loops their Archfiend,
Right.
and they set 3 of these, you're gonna have a really lousy next turn.
Right.
Like that's gonna stink.
Yes.
So
granted, Master Rule 4 kind of put a kink in their deck a little bit.
a kink in their stink, and they also don't have
And then-
Lavalval Chain,
And
which
then
is
Firewall
big problem.
being banned also really hurt them a lot too. So
Yeah, Archfiend's at 1. So
yeah.
should be fine.
So I think if you're gonna put something back to get it off the list, which this is what this seems like.
there's a maintenance list because
Yeah.
it's the first list of the new year, so it's like
Right.
all right.
I again, this is something that I think I remember telling you, Dave. I just want I want Konami to get as much off the list as possible.
Yeah, I kind of
Even if it's not going to do anything, like they're only like I feel like they were keeping things like Hornet on this list simply because it was too much trouble to even test to make sure there was nothing broke with it. So
Right.
they just left it on there, even though everyone was pretty sure it would be fine.
Right.
But they're like, I mean, it's not going to do anything. But I don't want to put the
Right.
effort in. We'll just keep it on there. Whatever. Fuck it. So it's easier to do that. So it's good to see them doing it.
Yeah.
My theory has always been they keep things on a list so they can release support to justify taking it off the next list.
Sure. Yeah. The list is a money
Marketing.
making engine.
Well, when you take a card off the list, it
Marketing.
hypes up that deck, regardless if that deck is good or not.
it's a marketing
Yeah.
scheme. That's what the list is, and it's part maintenance and health of the game and part marketing.
Health of the game.
And
3 barrier.
Barrier.
so yeah. Speaking of health of the game, Wind Up Magician.
I don't. As long as you don't have the XYZ, it should be fine.
We're
It's
still- we're
it's always
missing
been
the-
Hunter.
We're missing the party boat, so.
The
Right.
party boat.
But even if you had one Zenmaity, you can't do the loop.
No.
So.
But Wind Ups functions as a deck.
So all they're gonna do is just make multiple Exotons, right?
Right.
Just
Right.
keep
There's not much
looping
you
you.
can go into.
I don't know. I think it's fine. There's no again the maintenance
Yeah.
maintenance list. Get it off.
And the Link Monster does kind of fill a little bit of the void that the party boat
Right.
leaves. So I don't know. Maybe they can do something.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Pretty
I
cool
think,
deck to
card
see.
to
I
have
think
at
TG Hyper Librarian is another one that's just I think it's fine. It really wasn't doing anything at 2, and I don't think you would run 3.
3
No.
limiter though.
So yeah, TG
Hyper
is a maintenance just to get it off the list because it was at 2.
Master Rule 4 kicked him in the dick.
Right.
Like, it's hard to commit all that resources to synchro summoning just to draw some cards. You know,
even
like,
with
Yeah.
Needle Fiber, I think you're still not going to summon 3 of him. You're going to probably have 2 in your deck. So
Yeah.
having him at
Because
2
remember, you're
doesn't-
playing synchros.
Yeah, it doesn't
so
limit
the extra
anything. So
commitment.
having him at 3 is just get him off the list, and then the 3 limiter removal.
Yeah.
I can't speak.
you know what? This makes a lot of really bad rogue decks
playable.
playable.
So what you can do is you can play Cyberstein, right? And
Okay.
Double his
and
attack
use, and
3
use
times.
his effects to summon a machine, right?
Yeah,
And then attack with limiter removal.
All 3 of them.
and do a bunch of damage.
Yeah, you could summon like Barbroid and attack for 9,000.
Before you get attacked directly though.
Oh, okay, 8,000.
Okay. So you equip their monster with a mist body, so it can't be killed.
Missed body.
And then you lower their monster's attack, which is 0,
Underclock Taker.
with Underclock
By
Taker,
targeting whatever you summoned with the...
targeting your Barbroid.
Yes.
No, targeting. Oh yeah.
And then you smash them in the face with your 1,000,000 attack power Barbroid.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Broke.
Meta
Then you tell them
defining.
they suck.
Meta defining. I mean, like Cosmos could run the shit out of this.
Sure.
A 6K Dark Destroyer that's gonna float when this thing kills it is
Right. During the end,
pretty solid.
Destroying the monsters at the end turn does not sound like a bad thing.
no.
Yeah.
Cosmos can use this pretty well. I'm sure. The
Cyber
stupid
Dragon.
ancient gears that everyone plays in YGO Pro
That's
for some
true.
reason can use it.
Well, ancient gears, the 3 fossil dinos.
Hey, stupid Marion can play it. He can sack somebody with power bond, and then summon
Limiter in it, just
just make a huge cyber dragon, just a huge fucking cyber dragon.
Cyber dragon, not even like one of the fusions, just cyber dragon.
You gotta get that salted.
I summoned Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon with a bajillion attack power.
That was the list. Now that we've gone over and talked about all the cards, what are your final thoughts on it? Besides, it was good.
It was good.
All right, Marion.
It was also good.
All right.
No, I really liked the list. When I first read it, it actually was stressing me out because I was like, wow, this is a huge list.
Mm-hmm.
Like every single deck in the entire game had some minor tweak to it.
Right.
Even if it was just the extra deck. Like, this was a huge meta-changing list. At least at first. Now that I've kind of digested it over the last couple of days, a lot of these are not going to matter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, Chaos Emperor Dragons, really probably not going to matter. I'm not even positive Necros hits are going to matter, or Necros releases are going to matter. I'm not really sure that Shadal is going to matter.
I think that'll make them competitive enough. I think
it'll make the decks work.
You might be topping original with some of them, but
do you think there's any decks that got hit that won't be that were meta before that won't be meta after the list?
Thunder Dragon is going to have to retool. I don't know if it's going to kill him.
I don't know,
but
not at all.
They lost some Wombo combos though.
They lost some play starters, and I think they had the potential to brick a little bit more now. But I still think they're going to be just as functional as before. I think what should have probably happened, I think Widow Anchor probably should have gotten hit, and Multi-Faker should have gotten hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually quite surprised that Sky Strikers has gotten off so easy in the TCG. I have no idea why. It's out of print.
Considering that those are kind of the top two decks at the moment, they didn't bring them back a little bit.
I mean, I guess we just got a new Sky Striker, right? So yeah. I guess maybe that's why.
I don't even think Engage should be hit. I think it's Widow Anchor.
Yeah, honestly, Widow Anchor's really good.
Yeah, it's not even none of their cards are once per turn, which I found out, which annoyed me.
It's true.
That's like
Widow Anchor's good. Multi-roll's good.
Multi-roll you can stop easier.
Yeah, and also multi-roll's only good because Widow Anchor is good.
And Engage is only good like mid-game. It's still a search, but
it's good first turn. It's great turn 2.
Right. Exactly.
So and I think it's only good because Widow Anchor is really good. So it's...
Right. Yeah, I don't think any of the unlimits or any of the new cards that we got back are going to be able to compete with anything with the Thunder Dragons, Ultrageists, and Sky Strikers.
Oh, Ultrageists.
I don't think maybe the Salmon Greats. I've heard they have a good Ultrageist matchup in the OCG. Maybe with the new structure deck coming out.
The OCG doesn't have dangers though.
Which they lost a lot of their degeneracy, at least, with Gumblar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but, I mean, I think that with Dangers, everyone likes to hate on them. They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
But all they are is an engine. They don't really do anything themselves. They just generate advantage. So it's only a matter of time before they find something else stupid to make.
Right.
So, I don't know.
But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. I think I see Chicago is the next one coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very interesting to see kind of what comes of that, and then the regional that Dave and I are going to be going to in a couple weeks. It'll be very interesting to see what.
Probably skyscraper top.
Skyscraper top. Elemental Heroes skyscraper.
Yes, you heard it here, folks. Elemental Heroes are coming back. They're making a comeback, Jason. They're gonna win duels. Even though they didn't get anything on or off the ban list at all, and they're exactly where they were before this.
Dave, you don't understand. They got Stratos back. That's
back.
all they need.
They got Stratos back last list. They've had months to do something with him.
They need more time, all right?
They need more time. They got to figure it out. They're still deck building. There's only like 3 people playing it, so they don't have as many
innovators.
They don't have as much data on the testing circuit.
Oh, my Dark Lord keeps dying. What do I do?
All right, Dave. You want to do some testing for the Rochester Regional?
Sure. But anyway, guys, that was our list discussion for Ryan, put the damn thing back.
What?
I'm doing a sign off so we can parse it out later.
Yeah, and this is showing the whole list.
Oh, sorry. I just assumed you were switching to whatever.
I know what I'm doing.
Shut up, Ryan. Alright, guys, that was our list discussion. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for joining us in chat. Now, let's see what the format does. And I will see you guys next time.